Good morning, student. Today we are going to see the topic of polyphosphazine. Basically, polyphosphazine, it is the polymer of phosphorus. So polyphosphazine are the large class of inorganic macromolecules. They have general formula P double bond N, and this phosphorus is also attached to your side group RR. These two side groups may be organic, they may be inorganic, they may be organometallic. So it consists of polymeric chain of phosphorus and nitrogen atom with two side groups. These side group are maybe organic, inorganic or organometallic. Generally the value of N, that is degree of polymerization, is more than 15,000. The molecular weight of this micromolecule is generally from 2 to 10 millions. With the change in R group, the property change drastically, because this R group decide the basically the properties of your polyphosphazine. The properties change drastically. Some of them are crystalline, while some of them are amorphous. Some of them are water soluble, while some of them are water insoluble. Some of them are bioinert, while some of them are bioactive. Which type of group, that is basically R, is present, on that basis the property changes occur in your polyphosphazine molecule. Now we are going to see how synthesis of your polyphosphazine. So first step is preparation of trimeric cyclic compound, that is hexachlorocyclotriphosphazine. This compound is basically synthesized by three different methods. So first method is by using phosphorus pentachloride and ammonium chloride. So in this method, basically phosphorus pentachloride is reacted with ammonium chloride in the presence of chlorobenzene or tetrachloroethane nearly at 120 degrees centigrade to 140 degrees centigrade. So we got PnCl2 by N plus 4 HCl molecule goes out in your reaction. This is basically a condensation type of a reaction. In this product, a number of cyclic phosphonitrile chloride are formed with N varying from your basically the value of this N can varying in between 2 to 7. The major product is PnCl2 by 3. The mixture is separated and resolved into various components by distilling of the solvent and treating the residue with petroleum ether. The cyclic polymers are soluble in petroleum ether. They are further separated by distilling of the petroleum fraction on the basis of difference in their boiling points. From second method is from phosphorus pentachloride, tetrasulfur nitride, and by using your thionyl chloride. So basically your tetrasulfur nitride, thionyl chloride and phosphorus pentachloride are reacted and we got PnCl2 by 3, which are shown in this reaction. Now third method is from phosphorus pentachloride and ammonia. So when phosphorus pentachloride is reacted with ammonia in the ratio 5:3, the stoichiometry of first reaction is 5:3. So we got trimeric phosphonitrile chloride. If the stoichiometry of phosphorus pentachloride and ammonia is 4:4, then we got tetrameric phosphonitrile chloride. Now polymerization of your PnCl2 by 3. Basically hexachlorocyclotriphosphazine, that is this compound is heated in a sealed vessel near about 250 degrees centigrade. So we got our polydichlorophosphazine. It is basically a ring opening polymerization process which is going in this reaction. Now this chloride group which are present in your polydichlorophosphazine molecule, it can easily be replaced by other groups. So preparation of polyorganophosphazine. When polydichlorophosphazine is treated with organic nucleophile like sodium salt of alcohol, phenol or primary or secondary amines, a variety of polyorganophosphazines are formed as follows. Just see here. In this reaction, that is polydichlorophosphazine, it is first reacted with your sodium salt of alcohol. So in this reaction, these two chlorine group are easily replaced by OR. If this polydichlorophosphazine is reacted with primary amine, then these these two Cl groups are easily replaced by NHR unit. If this polydichlorophosphazine is reacted with secondary amine, so we see that this your 2Cl are replaced by NR2 unit. Now we are going to see some of the application of polyphosphazine. The cyclic trimer, that is NpCl2/3, is commercially available and has formed the starting point for most commercial development. The high performance elastomers known as PNF or EPIL-F, which have been manufacturing for a seal and dental devices. An Ariloxia substituted polymer has also been developed as a fire resistant expanded foam for thermal and sound insulation. They are used as a solid electrolyte due to their electrical conductivity. They are also used in dye-based solar cell. One of the most important use for hydroelectrically sensitive polymer is as scaffold for the regeneration of mammalian tissue or organ from patient own cell. Bioerodible polyphosphazine are useful not only for the growth factor release but also for the controlled release of vaccines and drugs. Recent works has examined the use of polyphosphazine hydrogels as a surface for the cultivation of your nerve cell. Now we are going to see structure and bonding in NpCl2 unit, NpCl2/3 unit. So in this compound, basically your nitrogen is sp2 hybridized while your phosphorus is sp3 hybridized. So just see here, the electronic configuration of nitrogen in ground state can be written as 1s2, 2s2, 2px1, 2py1, 2pz1, while the electronic configuration of nitrogen in excited state, it is written like this. So 1s2, 2s2, 2px1, 2py1, 2pz1. So you are these these three orbital, that is 2s, 2px, 2py, undergo hybridization, going to be a form sp2 hybrid orbital, while your 2pz orbital is perpendicular to your sp2 hybrid orbital and it also contain one electron. So just see here, in your hybrid orbital of nitrogen, there is one lone pair of electron present and two sp2 hybrid orbital contain single electrons, while your 2pz orbital, which is unhybridized, it is perpendicular to your sp2 hybrid orbital of nitrogen. Now just see the electronic configuration of phosphorus in ground state. It is written as 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3px1, 3py1, 3pz1. So basically you are these 3s, 3p x, 3py, 3pz orbital undergo sp3 hybridization. So electronic configuration of phosphorus after hybridization can be written as neon 3s1, 3px1, 3py1, 3pz1, 3dxz1. So just student should note that one of the electron from your 3s orbital is get transferred into 3d1 orbital after hybridization. So in this case, your this 4 hybrid orbital of phosphorus contain single electron, which are shown in the figure, while one electron is present in your 3dxz orbital of phosphorus. So 3 nitrogen atom and 3 phosphorus atom forms hexagonal ring using their hybrid orbital. So we are going to see the structure. So just see here, this is the nitrogen and phosphorus atoms are present alternately in your hexagonal ring. So it is a nitrogen, it is phosphorus, it is nitrogen, it is phosphorus, it is nitrogen, it is phosphorus. So in this hexagonal ring, we clear cut see that your phosphorus atom have 2 sp3 hybrid orbital outside your hexagonal ring. These two sp3 hybrid orbital are basically used to form bond with your chlorine atoms. So Cl atoms are attached with your phosphorus through this sp3 hybrid orbital, while two sp3 hybrid orbitals are used to form sigma bond with your nitrogen, two nitrogen. So one phosphorus is attached with your two nitrogen atom. So the bond length between phosphorus and nitrogen, it is nearly 1.6 Armstrong unit. The bond angle between phosphorus, nitrogen and phosphorus, that is this is phosphorus, nitrogen, phosphorus. The bond angle between this is, it is 119 degree centigrade, while it is 119 degree, while the bond angle between nitrogen, phosphorus and nitrogen, that is nitrogen, phosphorus and nitrogen, it is 120 degree. So now we know that each nitrogen atom has unpaired electron. So we know that each nitrogen atom has one unpaired electron which are present in your 2pz orbital, and while your phosphorus atom also have one unpaired electron which are present in your 3d xz orbital. So just see the structure of this hexagonal ring. In this hexagonal ring, this is the d orbital of your phosphorus. So there are three phosphorus unit which are three phosphorus atom which are present in your hexagonal ring, while this is the 2pz orbital of your nitrogen. So three nitrogen, so in your hexagonal ring there is three nitrogen present. So basically your 3d-xz orbital of phosphorus and 2pz orbital of your nitrogen are overlap laterally, forming pi electron cloud which are shown in the diagram. Due to the, now nitrogen is more electronegative than your phosphorus atom, so because of that this electron cloud which are generated over, which are formed, it is more shifted towards your nitrogen, because nitrogen is more electronegative than your phosphorus, which are shown in this diagram. So now we are going to see structure and bonding in NpCl2/4 unit. So all phosphazine contain formally unsaturated group with 2 coordinated nitrogen and 4 coordinated phosphorus. Following observable properties of this compound can be used to deduce its structure. It consists of chair-shaped 8-membered ring. Basically this compound have 4 nitrogen and 4 phosphorus. Because of that it have 8 chair-shaped 8-membered ring structure. The PN bond length, it is nearly about 1.57 Armstrong, which is shorter than standard PN single bond length, that is 1.8 Armstrong. The PNP bond angle it is about 131 degree, while NP-N bond angle is 121 degree. The skeleton nitrogen atoms are weakly basic and can be protonated. So in this compound your all nitrogen undergo sp2 hybridization, while all the phosphorus atom undergo sp3 hybridization. So just see here, your nitrogen are undergo sp2 hybridization, and in this sp2 hybridization one of the hybrid orbital of nitrogen contain lone pair of electron, while there is a 2pz orbital which is unhybridized and it contains single electron. Basically this unhybridized 2pz orbital is basically perpendicular to your sp2 hybrid orbital of nitrogen. In a phosphorus also undergo sp3 hybridization. So in a phosphorus we see that single electrons are present in each sp3 hybrid orbital and one electron is present in your 3d-xz orbital which is unhybridized. So 4 nitrogen atom and 4 phosphorus atoms form chair-shaped ring structure using their hybrid orbital. Each phosphorus uses its two hybrid orbital to form sigma bond with two chlorine atoms. Each nitrogen atom has unpaired electron in 2pz orbital. Just see here, orbital, while each phosphorus atom has one unpaired electron in its dxz orbital. They overlap laterally to form pi electron cloud. Just we discussed this thing. It is similar to that of your NpCl2 by 3 unit. Due to higher electronegativity of nitrogen as compared to phosphorus, the electron cloud is more localized on the nitrogen, and 3 center island of pi cloud on the ring can be shown as follows. So just see here, this is the octagonal ring. The point which is joined with two chlorine atom basically denotes the phosphorus atom. So there are 4 phosphorus, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and there are 4 nitrogen atom, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is the octagonal ring, and the circle which are shown on the nitrogen, it is basically a 3 center island of your pi cloud which are present over your nitrogen, because nitrogen is more electronegative than your phosphorus. In our next class we are going to see colorimetry and spectrophotometry. Thank you very much.